today Genshin Impact released a live stream video thingy that was like an hour, a little over an hour long, showing off a ton of stuff for 1.2, which is coming up in like 14 days. They had the voice actors for the male version of the Traveler, main character, and Paimon narrate everything as little chibi characters. I probably butchered that name. I'm not very good at being a weeb. But it was kind of annoying, to be honest. Anyways, there was a lot of talk, a lot of talk. So this is basically just a quicker rundown of everything that was showcased in that. I'll have a link down below also to the full live stream video recap if anybody wants to go watch the entire thing and listen to the jibber jabber back and forth. There was a lot of it. So anyways, they kicked it off with this trailer.
Do you know the story of Durin and this mountain? Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it. As such, who could I find to help me if not you? Into position! Prepare for battle!
Getting a little cold?
Genius? But I don't think I'm any genius. Moment of birth!
My job is to honor my contract with Rex Lapis. All hail! It's so nice to de-stress.
I made a new discovery while sketching nearby. There's an area up ahead that's quite remarkable. The truth of this world. What could it be? Was the two of us meeting really a good thing?
Now we got to see, what, 2 new characters in that trailer? Well, those are 2 new characters coming to 1.2. And Traveler and Paimon both overly talked about them and their details of skills and bursts right here.
I am Albedo, Chief Alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. You carry the aura of the stars. Interesting. I would like to study you, if you do not mind. I'm certain we will have many opportunities to be alone in the future.
Okay, our first character here is the alchemic master of Mondstadt, Albedo. He is a sword wielder and can manipulate the Geo element.
I really like his jacket, and I want one for myself.
Yeah, same. I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but during the 1.2 trailer at the beginning of the stream, it looked like he's really into sketching or art.
Yeah, that's sort of like a unique aspect to add to his character. Maybe it's like his hobby or something. And I wonder if we're going to learn more about his connection with Sucrose, who is obviously another alchemist and that we have from Mondstadt. You could see her appearing a couple of times in the opening trailer, too.
Okay, so now that we've seen our first new character in action, let's take a moment to get a closer look on his skill set.
Ooh, getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, Albedo is a Geo character, and he has a pretty unique skill set. When he casts his elemental skill, he summons something that looks like a flower called a solar isotoma. And when opponents within range of the solar isotoma are hit by an attack, the flower will then bloom into a transient blossom, dealing AoE Geo damage. Also, as you saw in the trailer, a character can stand in the center of the solar isotoma and it will lift them into the air. So you can basically use it like a platform.
That is so cool. It's like an elevator. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely curious what those blossoms will do in combat. And it seems that his skill will also be really useful for a little boost to get to some of those hard to reach places while adventuring.
Yeah, imagine using the platform to lift Klee into the air during battle. She'd basically become a little turret that rains bombs down on the enemy.
Da-da-da!
All right, so now let's check out Albedo's elemental burst, shall we? His elemental burst causes geocrystals to burst forth, and if Albedo's solar isotoma is already on the field, then fatal blossoms will be generated which burst violently into bloom.
Yes! More flowers! I like it. You know, flowers on Valentine's Day must be so easy for this guy.
No kidding. And speaking of flowers, let's move on to our next new character coming in version 1.2. It turns out that she also makes use of flowers.
Yay, more flowers!
Look how brightly lit the city is at night. Amazing. I wonder what it's like for all the people down there. No thanks. I think I'll pass on the night market. Sorry.
All right, our second character coming in version 1.2 is Ganyu, the secretary at Yuehai Pavilion. As you could see in her trailer, she's a bow wielder that can manipulate the cryo element.
Yeah, her cryo style seems to be in line with the wintry theme we have going on in Dragonspine. Also, did you see her outfit? I mean, all of the outfits in Genshin are amazing. So, of course, hers is amazing too. And are those horns I see on her head?
Yeah, it seems she has red horns, or maybe those are her ears.
Ooh, that's an interesting aesthetic. Okay, now tell me more about her skills. I want to know more about these icy flowers that she has.
Right, sure thing. So first we should point out that Ganyu has a very unique charged attack. As she charges her bow, cryo will accumulate on her arrows, similar to how other archers also use the elements. However, Ganyu has different levels of charge, and the effects of her cryo arrows will change the longer she charges her shots.
Ooh, that's interesting.
As for the flowers, Ganyu's elemental skill also places a flower on the ground like Albedo's, but her flower will attract opponents and then explode after a certain amount of time.
How attractive are these flowers? So those poor hilly churls will be like, oh my gosh, hey look, there's a lovely flower over there on the ground. Apparently that's how hilly turtles sound. And then it just blows up in their face? That's so cold.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, things will only get colder from there. Because after unleashing her elemental burst, Ganyu will gracefully raise her hand in the air and summon ice shards that come raining down on her opponents.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like it's gonna hurt! Okay, so it seems like she will be right at home in a cold place like Dragonspine, and I, for one, certainly wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Yeah, me neither. So, both of our new characters look really awesome, but if our viewers would like to know more about either of these two particular characters, they should be sure to play through their story quests, which will be included in version 1.2.
Oh, great! So we'll be getting new story quests for both of these characters as well?
Yep, that's right.
All right, then they showed off some areas in screenshot form of Dragonspine and where we can expect to see. They've got like a snow-covered path in the oh, I have a cursor. Yeah, snow-covered path. There's the Sky Frost Nail, Wormrest Valley, the core, Wormrest Valley periphery. And they had the Frostbearing Tree, which does something. You'll see that in a second. Starglow Cavern again from a different angle. The Entombed City, Ancient Palace. So when you look at the map, we keep looking at this little snow mountain, and we're like, well, it looks like there's going to be a lot to do. We're going to get new challenges, new chests, that means a lot more Primo Gems and Adventure Rank. Yes. Just saying. Along with new areas to explore and run around in, we got some new monsters. That's a Cryo Sison Mage. Hopefully it doesn't teleport. That teleport, man. And there's like a Yeti. We've got a Yeti now. All right, Cryo Sura the casting Hurachurls right there. Look, there's a prairie dog. Yeah. There's some new big, huge robot. Some new bosses. I think that's going to be a boss. On top of the bosses, the new zone, locations, there's a new mechanic. You can get cold. I'll have them explain it for you.
So Dragonspine doesn't just look cold, your characters will actually feel the cold. As you venture deeper into the reaches of Dragonspine without any heat source, your character's body temperature will continuously drop and the effects of sheer cold will accumulate. But be careful, if you let sheer cold accumulate too much, some frosty effects will appear on your screen and your character will start to take damage.
Yikes!
And that's not all. Performing certain actions in the harsh Dragonspine environment can even accelerate the effects of the cold, like swimming, for example.
In other words, avoid jumping into bodies of freezing water. Noted.
But the good news is, there are also many ways to stay warm in Dragonspine.
Now, there's ways to combat being cold. All the different lantern fire pit thingies that are suspended in the air will heat you up. There'll be stone pillars that have heat. And there's going to be fire Sealies that will heat you up. And there'll be a gadget and stuff later on you can get to store those Sealies. Now, on top of all of that, we've got hero stories coming. We've got new zone, new explorations, new weapons, new enemies, new bosses. There's a new event. Well, there's lots of new events, but there's a main new event also that has a storyline that kind of ties into everything, progressing the storyline. Story quest, story. I just skip it all. But for those of you that like it, here you go.
In version 1.2, travelers will be able to embark on an exciting new event, the Chalk Prince
and the Dragon.
Ooh, I wonder who's the prince and who's the dragon.
This event will lead travelers in an all-new storyline across the Dragonspine area, and travelers will get to spend some quality time with our new character, Albedo, who plays a front and center role in the story here.
Oh, nice! So, how do we fit into the story here? And by we, I mean the traveler and, Paimon.
Well, basically, Albedo takes the traveler and Paimon on a dangerous new quest, entrusting the traveler with a cursed sword.
Wait, a cursed sword?
That's right. The traveler is tasked with using this sword in Dragonspine to grow its power.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like your average sword to me.
What's different about the event storyline this time around is that Albedo's very own character story will serve as a precursor leading up to the event story.
Wait, so that means Albedo's story quest will lead right into the event story? Ooh, I always love it when games can tie content together like that.
Yeah, me too.
And then they continued for like 20 minutes covering a lot more of the lore, story, spoilers, and things like they did in the previous one that I skipped. Basically, they put up screenshots of future events happening in the storylines, and then they narrate what they think is happening. And so, but again, if you're interested in all that kind of stuff, link will be in the description below, so you can go look at that stuff. It's like 20 minutes of I was ready to move on. And then finally, towards the end, they broke down the event and how it's going to be a 4-parter with all the rewards. They showed up some new artifact sets that we've been hoping for, like Cryo and Hydro. Yeah. And the 4 weapons that are being added. Sounds like they're going to be craftable and obtainable.
In addition to a new storyline for the Dragonspine area, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon event will also feature a variety of different quests for travelers to complete with tons of different rewards. The Chalk Prince and the Dragon event will be divided up into 4 separate acts.
I can see already that the Cursed Sword is going to play an important role in this event.
Act 1 of the event will be unlocked as soon as you've completed Albedo's story quest, called the Princeps Cretaceous Chapter. Then each of the following acts will be gradually unlocked afterwards, each containing a variety of different quests and challenges to be completed.
Seems straightforward enough.
Now here's where the sword comes in. Once all of the single act's challenges have been completed, in addition to the act's completion rewards, travelers will also unlock a new ability for Festering Desire, the Cursed Sword.
Ooh, so the abilities of the sword are literally growing, just like we saw earlier in the storyline.
Exactly, but that's not all. After each event act is completed, travelers will also receive a corresponding type of essence, in addition to all the other stuff we mentioned before.
So, what can we use that for? Oh, please say Prima Gems!
Not exactly. Essence can be used in the event shop, and travelers can exchange it for whatever rewards pique their interests. But there's a key thing to remember here.
What's that?
All of the materials required for refining Festering Desire will also be available in the event shop. In other words, after completing all the event challenges, travelers will also complete Festering Desire.
Nice.
So, if we count the 3 weapons we mentioned earlier, here we have all the weapons that will be available as rewards in version 1.2.
Wow, and I was already excited about the weapons we saw earlier.
So, as we also briefly mentioned earlier, some of these weapons can be obtained directly, whereas others can be obtained indirectly via blueprints.
That's a lot of new weapons. What else do you have for us, Karina? I feel like you're on a roll right now with all these rewards.
Sure am! In version 1.2, the game will also be updated with 2 brand new sets of artifacts! The Cryo artifact set, Blizzard Strayer, as well as the Hydro artifact set, Heart of Depth. Everyone can check out the details in the descriptions here.
Oh yeah! I can see how these are gonna be pretty awesome for the Cryo and Hydro characters we have so far. And I like how the names of these new sets match their corresponding effects. Good names just makes everything in the game come together. Mwah.
Oh yeah! So to quickly summarize for everyone, both sets feature a corresponding elemental damage bonus for a 2-piece set, which is awesome. And then the 4-piece Cryo set increases crit rate against opponents affected by Cryo, whereas the 4-piece Hydro set increases normal and charged attack damage after using an elemental skill.
I literally can't wait to get some of these for my characters. But the question is, which domain are these gonna drop in? Wait, is there gonna be a domain in Dragonspine?
Bingo! An all-new domain called the Peak of Indignir will be available in the Dragonspine area, so don't forget to stop by and unlock the new domain while exploring the area.
And on top of all of that, there's a bunch of side events, smaller events going on at the same time, and here are those guys.
Let's start with an event for travelers looking for a real challenge. The Hypostatic Symphony.
Ooh, sounds musical.
In the Hypostatic Symphony event, travelers will find themselves facing off with hypostases that have some special abilities compared to the ones that we typically encounter in the wild.
Oh yeah, these hypostases seem pretty intense.
More importantly, travelers will be able to select the difficulty and conditions for the challenge. By choosing to take on a harder difficulty and more demanding conditions, travelers will have a chance at receiving more bountiful rewards.
Okay, not quite the musical I imagined, but fighting hypostases is always fun.
But if taking on hardcore challenges is not your style, we'll also have something a little more relaxing called Lost Riches.
Wait, hold on. Did I just see like a Sealy following the traveler? Am I being replaced?
Yeah, no, they would never do that. In this event, travelers will partner up with a little Sealy in search for treasure.
I mean, I hope I'm not being replaced, but I do love the Sealies. They're really cute.
Yeah. No, you're not being replaced, but the little Sealies are really cute. In this event, the Sealy will indicate whenever you are getting close to nearby treasure. After successfully locating the treasure, travelers will receive some special iron coins, which can then be exchanged in the shop.
Okay, that sounds really cool, but once we get the Sealy, do we get I wish we could keep it. Do we get to keep it?
Well, your wish has been granted. After collecting enough iron coins, you can exchange them to add the Sealy to your inventory.
No way!
Yup. Then you can just equip the Sealy and it will accompany you on all your future adventures.
Aw, that's so awesome! If I get a Sealy, I don't think I will ever be able to play without it.
Yeah, same. So travelers should remember that special areas will unlock when hunting for treasure. All you'll need to do is check the map to find each area's location. This'll definitely be a great event for exploring more of the game's open world as well.
Okay, this might just be my favorite part of version 1.2 so far.
And last but not least, we have a returning favorite with a bit of a new spin. You might remember him by his unique sense of fashion and unorthodox business style.
Wait. Is it the crazy traveling merchant guy?
You got it.
Ah, yes! I love that guy! It's Lieben!
Yep, and he's back again. But this time around, he's gonna be changing things up a bit.
Oh, this should be interesting.
So, for Marvelous Merchandise in version 1.2, travelers will now be able to find Lieben while visiting other players' worlds.
Ooh!
Everyone will have different rewards available at random from Lieben each day, so if you're interested in what Lieben is offering in someone else's world, you should be sure to pay him a visit there.
Oh, that's an interesting twist! I can't wait to see what rewards I'll be trading for this time!
All right, and that's it event-wise.
And then lastly, and I'll let you go. Hopefully this is worthwhile. There's a lot of information. This is a big update. System optimizations. This is kind of what I was laughing at. For those of you that are familiar and were in my channel when we read the developer's notes, some of this stuff is a little goofy. It's nice. A lot of it's quality of life, but here you go.
In addition to all the exciting new events and content we've introduced today, which has already been a lot, version 1.2 will also feature a variety of optimizations to improve the overall gameplay experience.
Awesome. Let's hear some details.
Improvements have been made to various features, including the in-game chat, the photo-taking system, domain drop collection, and character ascension.
Sounds like they've made a lot of improvements to different parts of the game.
Yup, so let's go through each of these improvements one by one and see what's waiting for us in 1.2.
Okay, ready when you are.
Travelers will be able to set custom names for their friends via the friend screen.
Oh, nice. I'll finally be able to remember the names of the people I'm playing with. And Karina will be able to give her friends ugly nicknames.
You're so cheeky. You deserve an ugly nickname.
There it is.
Also, travelers will now be able to chat directly with their friends via the main game screen, even outside of co-op mode.
Nice. So I'll be able to chat with my friends when I'm working on my single-player quests?
That's right. Please don't spam me with messages, though.
I can't promise anything.
All right, next we have a new gadget coming for version 1.2.
Ooh.
It's called the camera, with a K. Travelers can equip it to be able to snap photos at the press of a button. Also, the classic photo-taking system under the Paimon menu will support new options for character expressions, as well as improved camera movement features. So now it should be easier for travelers to capture all their favorite adventuring moments.
Sweet. I can't wait to try that out on Dragonspine.
Yeah, just be sure to not get frozen while posing in the cold, okay?
Again, I can't promise anything.
And next we have an improvement that travelers have already been requesting for some time now.
Ooh, goody.
Starting in version 1.2, dropped domain rewards like materials and artifacts will be directly added to your inventory.
Nice. So we won't have to spend time picking up each of the dropped rewards anymore?
Exactly. Everything will be automatically collected for our travelers now.
Oh, that is so much more convenient.
Oh, I know, right? And our next improvement is also a convenient one for domains. After completing a domain, travelers may now directly choose to challenge that particular domain again.
Yes. That'll also be a real time saver.
And finally, we have a couple of important updates in 1.2 regarding character ascension. First off, travelers will now receive 1 Acquaint Fate each time they ascend their characters at level 20, level 50, and level 70.
I'll never say no to more Acquaint Fate.
Also, travelers will now be able to check any particular character's required ascension materials directly from the main character screen.
And yes, the getting the free wishes for Ascension is a good thing. That's the only thing in there that I really was excited for. Everything else was kind of like, oh, we can nickname people. It's okay. Cool. Okay. Anyway, speaking of streaming, I stream daily over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi between the late night hours of 8 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's West Coast United States. You can follow me on Twitter at SlyGumbi for news updates and goofiness. We got a Discord. We got tons of links down in the description below to goofy stuff. Like there's a wish simulator. There's interactive maps. There's links to, other videos of Genshin, guides, things, cool stuff. Yes. So with that, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.